A very good morning, everybody. It's great to see you all again. I hope you're all doing well and great. Recap on who we are and what we do. We are the DSC SREC Developer Student Club, Sri Ramakrishna Engineering College. And from the month of October 2020, we've been hosting numerous events on various domains. Um, so we've had Infober, wherein we give a lot of information on different domains throughout the month of October, and we had some 30 days of cloud computing through Google, through which the participants who participated and finished the quests and tracks on time got some amazing goodies and other certificates. And now we had Android development, the same 30 days with Google, and now it's time for another different level of events. We have solution challenge. At the moment of technological world, we have a lot of problems through, and technology has a hand and the power to solve it all through its inventions. And DSC SREC, we are trying to give you all some ideas so that you can create the same solution for some of the problems that is going on. So starting with, we have UI UX, and we have a gentleman here with us who will be explaining on the importance of UI UX. He's none other than Manoj R. He was also a DSC SRC lead at his college during his time, and he loves community design and technology. He thinks that through power of UX, and he can help the community, and he is now working as the user experience consultant at Ajira Tech. He will be explaining about UI UX today, and I hope you all will gain some information throughout it. Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. So thanks a lot. Let me give a short intro, like why do we need to attend this session, and how it will impact you in solution challenge. The first and foremost thing is solution challenge is about solving problems for people or finding solutions for the real life problems. So that basically involves starting from the root for whom we are solving the problem and why we are solving a particular problem. And the major thing is, are we really solving a problem? That's a very important thing. So as developers, we that in the case of when you work professionally, but when you are going for a hackathon or a solution challenge, you need to look out like why are we taking this problem and how are we going to solve this problem. More concentrating on the technology, you should concentrate on the solution and the problem you are going to provide and for whom you are going to provide. You should give it in a personalized way. For example, disabled people. So how would you develop for them? So that's very important. Or you're developing for children. So how would that app or a website should be? So how would you get to know about it? You're not a disabled people or you're not a small child. So you should go and talk to the users who are having the problem and find out so let me so is my screen visible? Okay. So let me turn off the video. I'll on the video at the end of the session to avoid internet issues. Yeah. sleep, you study. So you do everything in a particular way. So someone designed that you should sleep at night, you should work, you should get early in the morning, get up early in the morning. So everything is designed. It involves forming a concept or an idea to create things that add value to people's life. So it's all about solving a problem. Why should I choose design as my career? So I love enjoy challenges, and you want to work in a really fun and creative industry where you spend time working with people, taking decisions, solving problems, etc. You love spending time on building products that really solve a problem. And there are various fields in design, as we know: interior design, multimedia design, fashion design, graphic design, animation design, etc., etc., character design, graphic design. But the most important is UX design. Nowadays, UX design is growing. And why should I consider this? Because due to even COVID, or before COVID, everyone is spending a lot of time on the digital devices. For example, you study online, you watch movies online, you order food online. So everything is online. So you need to improve the experience, as one person is using a lot of time on the digital product. Not only digital product, but also real world products like or everything involves UX design. But as we are more into software development, I'm going to focus on UX design in digital products. So let's see, what is user experience design. It's about how things work, how you make things work, and how you make it easy for the people, and how it visualize for the people. So let's define UX. So he's Don Norman. He was a architect, design architect at Apple, and now he's also known as a father of UX. He has written multiple books. One of the good book is Design of Everyday Things. User experience encompasses all the aspects of the end user interaction with the company, its service, and its product. Starting from you buy the product, to support every point of the product UX. And skills of opportunity. You have to go to start with the customer experience and work back towards the technology, not the other way around. But most of the companies, what they do, first they build a product, then modify the UX. But this is not the right way. Have focused on self-interest rather than user experience. So the first thing is take you out of the user. So don't say that I want, say that the user wants. And it's not about only asking the users, you should also observe the users. So Henry Ford says, if I had asked people what they want, they would have said, like, I want faster horses. So horses are already fast. You is a functional aspect. So UI is like a joke. If you have to explain it, it's not that good. So like you would have been using Facebook, Instagram, or many other apps, WhatsApp. So is there anyone coming and teaching you like how to send a message? Like you should click on this button, or how you can put your status, how you can take a photo. No one is teaching you. You are like learning it on your own. That's a good user interface. So these are some of the things you should consider when you are designing UI, like the size. So what should be the size of the element, the color, how brighter it should, alignment. So it should be in a correct alignment. So here you can see the grouping. So this is separate and this is separate. So how the elements which are placed together appear more related. So here you can see this is a group and this is a separate group. But here the definition is not proper. Next is repetition. So consistency. For example, if you show an in WhatsApp, every chat is similar only. For example, you chat with a person and the chat appears in a different style, and you chat with another person in different style. So there is consistency. It should not be like that. And white space. There should be more space between elements to draw more attention. So everything should be in a consistent way while developing or designing things. So these are some of the examples. You should have a, you should tell users what does your Uh, examples of concept state. So like this shows the contrast, color contrast, the spacing. And the one more important thing is composition. So while you're developing a web application, so there's something known as golden ratio. So this is a golden ratio, 1:1.618. So this with this only top products has been designed and developed. You can see some of the examples. So the best example would be medium. So medium is developed in such a way that it's pleasant. The golden ratio. You can see the layout here. So they have divided it into based on the golden ratio. So for example, you are developing an application for this size of screen. So you should just divide it by 1.618 is equal to 741.6. So this should be the one half, and 459 should be the another half. Okay, so where is the place now? So a business uses any technology. We are here, we are developers. Most of the developers participate in the challenge. So you should consider these two things too, like how would the users get benefited and how would business get benefited. So here business will not come as we are doing it for a social need. Yeah, this is the most important and major thing. Yeah, the design process. This is a way of solving a problem. So let me tell you how you can solve a problem. First, you have to identify what the problem is. Let me go back to this slide. So you have to choose any one of these, right? Like no poverty or zero hunger or good health. So let me take the scenario of zero hunger. Okay, so I'm going to provide like the food from people who are like where there is excess to the people who are in need of it. So this is a problem I have chosen. Then you have to discover. So you see that the this thing gets wider, right? So discover means it diverges. You have to think of the multiple possible root causes of the problem. So why is this problem happening? So, what are the reasons that are causing this problem of the food is not going to the people who are in need, or many people are in hunger? What are the root causes of the problem? And then you should define the root cause of the problem and the problem clearly. So you converge. Now you are clear, and you develop. As you know the root cause of the problem, you think of multiple solutions and develop like one or two at the initial stage, and then find the possible and the best solution, and then you deliver it into the solution. So this is a thing. So let me explain you with an example. So it may be a business problem like sales are down, or it may be also be a user's problem like user is not able to find the things they want. So now we think divergent thinking is happening here. So what are the ways this problem is happening? Then discover more about the problem or all the possible needs that can be addressed with the product we are building. Whether it's really the problem or it's just a symptom. So let's take there's no sales happening. Like people are not interested in the product, or there's a miscommunication in the brand. So what's the problem? What's the main problem you are going to solve? So now you have identified the problem. Now you have got to know the major needs and the root cause. So what is the major root problem you are going to solve? Develop. In this stage, you develop solutions. You iterate and test them. There may be more than one solution, but you don't know which will be the best. So here you do divergent thinking, and finally you choose the best possible solution and deliver it. So let me take this and tell you what problem discover. So you should interview people who are who are having big hotels. Like is there any excess of food? That how much excess of food they are wasting? Basically, you need to take decisions based on data because people believe in data. Like the real data the reasons for it. So you need to talk to multiple hotel owners or the different and get to know like the problem. Like, is there any excess food, and what are they doing with that excess food? Are they wasting it? Are they simply wasting it? So if they're wasting it, how you can take this as an opportunity to solve it? You can develop some apps, and you can get connect with some non-profit organizations and ask them to deliver food from this space, from this hotels where it is excess and wasted, to the people who are in need. And you should also find out where are the people who are facing this problem, right? So this is a simple example. Then you develop the app, then you run it, and it should be very easy for the hotel owner, right? Yeah. So the next one is user experience is the interaction and experience users have with the company products and services. Uh, and user interface in the specific asset user interacts with. So UI, as I told, is more of visual design elements such as colors and typography. So here you can see the difference. So what are the difference between UI and UX? It's more about aesthetic aspect as visual design, colors, graphics, layouts, typography. And this is more about interaction, wireframes, information, user research, and scenarios. So I'll tell you some of the ideas that you can follow while you are developing a solution. Find your users and their goals. So you have to just build a resume of your user. That's known as a persona. So what are the things that should be in the persona? I'll discuss in the further slides. And you have to like them, like your users. Then only you'll be able to develop a product for them. Let's take an example. I am like developing a product for uh, chemistry teachers or chemistry professionals, and I don't like chemistry, the subject. So how will I develop the product? So it's not possible. Only when you like something, and develop a good product. Talk to real people. Talk to the audience. Talk to the users who you taught in the first idea. Find your users. Next, put it everything on a paper, plan it, and execute it. Don't confuse customer goals with the client goals. So this happens in the professional scenario where you work for a company and all. Like the target users may have a goal, but the business owners may have some other goal. Like for example, the client may say our user want to sign up for newsletter, but users may not say I need another email newsletter because our emails are flooded with spams already. So how can I satisfy both of them? So client goal is to sign up newsletter, and customer's goal is to be better at job. So I have to design or develop a subscribe pop-up in such a way both get benefited. So the customer gets job opportunities and the client gets more sign up. Client goal is to make money, and the customer's goal is to make life easier, save money, be awesome. Okay, next let's see what is good UX. Good UX is something that's usable, aesthetic, and delightful. Usable means it's easy to use. You can use it without any guidance. Aesthetic, it looks good. Delight, it surprises users, and it also provides rewards to users. Big concepts you should remember. You are not the users. Users are humans. Users are not domain experts. So you are developing an app. So you might any programming language. So don't use technical to users. Just don't be like more interview. Just tell about like, can you explain your experience about using a particular app, or can you explain what is the problem you're facing? So these are the honeycomb of UX, the 7 key factors that you should consider while developing any product. So the first one is useful. So useful provides a purpose to customers. If a product has no purpose, it's unlikely to be able to compete its attention. So if a product doesn't have any purpose, so how will it be able to like get the audience attention? Next is, oh sorry. Okay. Next is users. It enable users to effectively and efficiently achieve their end goal. So for example, Amazon, you can easily buy a product faster. Next is findable. Product must be easy to find. Like you see the navigation bar in the e-commerce websites, it's very easy to find a product that you want. Next is credible. It's very, very important when it comes to trust issues. So the ability of the user to trust your product. Is it worth of spending his time and money for the true info you are giving? Don't cheat the users and don't build false trust in your product. So it may lose a lot of money, users, etc. Like Facebook had the privacy issue, WhatsApp had the privacy issue, and they lost a lot of users in just a span of like 1 week or 1 day even. So be credible, be trustworthy for your users. Next is desirable. It's conveyed through branding, the feel. For example, you see any Google product, you come to know that it's a Google product. They have a similar kind of design system that's used. So design system is nothing but a selection of all the components, the buttons, the navigation bar, all the elements are in a consistent way. So if you know to use Gmail, you can easily use Google Drive because you come to know that they are developed by the same person, and you have the same kind of create new button. When you come to the Gmail, you have the compose, and when you go to the drive, you have the same kind of create new button. Next is accessible. So which can be accessed by all of the users. So there are minute changes that big companies have lost millions of money. So I'll say like all tagging HTML. So which is like many people know it's a reason. They just just put it as but the main reason is it's very useful for screen readers. For example, who can't see. So they have screen readers. So there's an image, they cannot see it. So the alt tag will be red. So it's better to have alt tag and make your application accessible for many of the people. So don't neglect accessibility when you are building for a large scale of audience. So you should consider everyone, although they are a very small percent of audience. Next is value. It should deliver value to the as well as the customer. Product can provide value to different users. The value factor is really the sum of all the different factors of the user experience. Okay, so now we have talked about multiple things like you should talk with the users, you should evaluate the product, etc. But what if you don't get time, or you cannot evaluate the product with the user? There's no time for user testing and all. So what you can do? These are the principles known as heuristic principles. So Jacob Nielsen proposed this heuristic principles to evaluate how much your product is usable. So you can test your product with these 10 principles. So I'll explain one by one with an example. Visibility of system status. Always provide users what is happening. Always tell users what is happening and tell users what is the change that's been going on in their action. So the basic example in your day-to-day life is like when you switch on your charger or something, there's a light in your charger button, and when you switch on your camera, you see that in Mac and all, you see a small green light that comes up. Yeah, so these are the common examples. The most good thing is the onboarding in Pinterest. It tells what's happening when you're being onboarded. Next, match between the real world. So speak the language of user and use things that people already are comfortable with. The best example would be you can see the cart icon in the Amazon. Okay, so they are the cart icon that are gathered from real life. So you are building a new e-commerce website. Don't use a different icon. Use things that people already know or comfortable with. Like people know menu is hamburger, and adding to cart is like the cart icon, and buying, etc. So these are use the common icons or the commonly followed principles that are already used and users are comfortable with. Next is user control and freedom. user control and freedom uses the control to consistently redo. So if they have performed any action, people consistently update or redo it. So this is a very main thing. So if you're getting a food ordering app and the user has ordered the food, and now you have to give the option to cancel so that the users can cancel their order. Next is a very important consistency and standard. So products follow consistency and standard as they don't want to learn new things. So the best example would be YouTube. So you can use YouTube on any of the platforms like mobile, tab. You have the same experience, the same search button, the same kind of video players, and you can do the same thing. So you need not learn every time. And all the screens have the same kind of features. So let's see, like one screen has something different video players, and next screen functionality of video players very different. So it puts a lot of confusion to users. Next is error prevention. So prevent people from making errors. So the most common example is when you try to delete a file in your system, permanently delete it. It asks for a confirmation. You want to permanently delete the file. So it's you are preventing the user if they are trying to make an error. Next, recognition rather than recall. It's always easy to recognize things rather than recalling it. So search. So for example, wherever you go, you know that the search icon is this because it's uh, you are recognized with that kind of search icon rather than using a new one or recalling it. Flexibility and efficiency of use. It's like this is a very important and one of the complex features. So like you are building an app for learning. So it's e-learning app. So it should be easy for people who are first time learning online, and it should be also having advanced features for people who are advanced users, like who have been learning online from a while. So you should consider both the people who are new as well as the advanced users. So the better way would be using VS Code. So VS Code has a ton of shortcuts, plugins, etc. for the advanced users. But the normal users start with the basic thing only. So they are able to type everything, etc. Aesthetic and minimal design. It's not about having a lot of colorful things and the user is not able to do anything that way. So you should have a good looking but a useful one. Next, help users recognize, diagnose, and recover from errors. So you should tell users how the error has happened, why the error has happened, and how can they come out from the error. So it's just not about telling. In old Windows and all, we would get an error code 001X543. So what can I understand from this thing? So you should convey the error message in user's language. Help and documentation. So if your product is already useful, it's good. But help and documentation is always needed when you want to address the edge cases of the product or any specific needs of the user. Picture is worth a thousand together. So how should be a mindset of a UX designer? So he should be able to love to learn, and UX is growing. So this is a kind of scenario. So one UX designer is to developers. So in Atlassian in 2012 it was 1:25. In 2017 it was 1:9. In 2022 it will be like 1:4. So one UX designer for every four developers. Similarly, it's been the same. The opportunities are growing. So these are some of the books you can consider for knowing knowing more about UI UX design. James, Information Architecture by Lewis and Peter. It's about how you order the information, like which information should come first. It's more used in navigation design. Mobile First Web Form Design by Liu. Lean UX by Jeff and Josh. Practical Empathy is more about advanced concept by Indy Young and Just Enough Research. So if you want to learn more about how to do user research, it's by Erica. Designing for Emotion, Business Model, Rework. It's more about building a product and changing the way you think. Some of the blogs you can follow to learn more. And what's the future and present of UI UX design is conversational interfaces. So we have Alexa, Siri, etc. And strong push of AI in UX and voice interaction design. Next, we'll have designing for AR and VR, the spatial world. There'll be no screen sizes. We'll be developing for the space we live and designing for the different spaces based on that. And thanks for the session. And if you have any questions, and you can find me at LinkedIn, and you can mail me your questions at growwithmanoj@gmail.com. And I just want to add some basics of persona because it's highly needed for your solution challenge. So persona is about finding your target audience. So you should create it early in the development process. Yeah. So what should be the focus? Assumes the use of common metaphors and trims out unneeded features. So even users outside of your persona description will benefit from a consistency designed product. So don't think about, so you're developing an app for disabled people, so only take them and consider their needs first. And based on that, you can put up the features. Transform the users into a concrete concept. So any focus is better than no focus when it comes to product design. So use the data you already have. So let me tell you what are the things that should be present in the persona. What attributes do they share? What qualities differentiate them? So what are the major attributes of your user, like their behavior, what are their needs, what are their goals, what are the brands they like that and all. Cluster similar attributes in a group. Name each group using a role. So you get multiple attributes, like multiple attributes of users when you come to develop a generalized application like e-commerce or a food app. So you may get a foodie who orders every 2 or 3 times in a week or every day, and you may get a person who orders only one time in a week. So it happens. So make each role a personal, group them, group each of the personas. You can have 1, 2, or 3 personas for your product, and these are the attributes that should cover. What do they do in real life? How comfortable are they with the technology? How experienced are they in your field and their field? What design implications are there for each attribute? So goals, what are their goals basically? Are they concerned about speed, efficiency, accuracy? Are they concerned about looking good, etc.? Yeah, so these are the very advantages, good advantages of personas. So it's streamlined conversation, so you can discuss the priority of features, remove personal opinion, describe your target audience, and you can recruit easily for user testing. So once you have a resume of a person, it's not a person, it's a group of people in a single thing. So that's known as a persona. So then it will be very useful for you for user testing and all. I think that's it from my side. And if you have any questions, you can ask now.
Thank you so much, sir, for those brief information. Sir, during this COVID time, can you tell how UI UX has helped the situation?
So COVID, so considering COVID, like there are many organizations who are striving to improve the UI UX. So first only they were concentrating, but due to COVID, they are concentrating more because we see a lot of rise in number of users in non-apps, etc. So they are more concentrating on improving the UX, doing a lot of studies on how a problem can be solved.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the whole session. It was really interactive and informative. And I'm sure you will be there if our students need any help. We will contact you through
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
sure.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for this
Thank
information
you.
and for
Thank you,
taking your
DSC
time.
SREC. Rishi, for inviting me. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone for watching the session on the Sunday Eve. Sunday.
Thank you everyone for tuning in here with us today and joining us in the session of UI UX introduction. I hope you all received some information through it. If you need any help, Manoj sir will always be available. And we are on this session. We I would like to thank from the behalf of DSC SREC family, our faculty member, Mr. Ambalavan Bharanidharan, without whom this wouldn't be possible, and our DSC SREC lead, Simuchan. Thank you all so much for joining in on a Sunday morning. I hope you all have a great Sunday. And everybody, though everything's coming back to normal, please stay safe and follow all the precautionary measures. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. If you would like to watch other videos, everything is uploaded on our YouTube channel. So you can go through it, and all the external speakers are still in touch with us. So if you need any consult or any doubt session clearance, it will be taken care of. Thank you so much, and stay home and stay safe.